Yeah, yeah, yeah. Flights. I really don't know when to stop. I don't know when to quit. I've been doing this shit for a long time. I really don't know when to stop. I don't know when to quit. I've been doing this shit for a long time. I really don't know when to stop. I don't know when to quit. It's like yeah. Don't know when to stop. I don't know when to quit. It's like yeah. I don't know when to stop. I don't know when to quit. It's like yeah. I don't know when to stop. I don't know when to quit. It's like yeah. And we all in the spot, baby girl. This is it. It's like yeah. Flights. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to quit. It's like yeah. You know. Keep the dope in the pot. Got a auto, a nigga. I got crowns. For sure. Keep a 4 in the clock, and you know I'm the shit hollering man. You know. I done flown to the top, took your home for a trip out the land. The pilot is back, I'm never flying off track. Thank God I can rap. You try to find where I'm at, you'll be trying all maps. I'm lunar and sober, fold you like a folder. Those dudes you approve, yeah they cool, but I'm colder. Got groomed to be soldiers by dudes that was older. When I was a youngin', the pilot was hovering high in the sky. That telescope should be in HD to see flight while flying on by. All these haters keep hating, I kill them all time after time. Rhyme after rhyme, I make them sick to their stomach. Look nigga, quit frontin', just look at my vision, it's nothing. So many bars like I'm in prison or something, play boss. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit. Like my batteries came straight from Duracell, Archangel Uriel, my music pure as hell. You can't even remix it, bitch, I'm sure as hell. This is hot, hot. All you niggas that's taking them shots, get shot. Play boss. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. Then we all in the spot, baby girl, it's it, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. Yeah, we all in the spot, baby girl, this is it, it's like yeah. Yeah, I'm hot like the fire, I'm cold like the ice, it's like yeah. In that cockpit, the pilot, the float, every flight, it's like yeah. You can spot that I'm flying way over your height, it's like yeah. On that block with the pines, and you know that it's white, it's like yeah. Those niggas are crossing the line. The eye of the tiger supplying on fire. I push it together like I'm MacGyver. I'm evil like Jesus, I'm greatness like Satan. I even had demons come stay on my spaceship. Thanks even like Steven, I'm starving like Marvin. I eat every weekend and shaped like a snake, bitch. Draco my main bitch, it ain't no mistaking. With dragons have passion and flame all that hatred. I just lost my weed, so I made me a cave, bitch. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit. Gotta prove myself, yeah. Get out. So I prove myself, yeah. Hook up the motherfucking game, my nigga. I'm gonna accuse myself, yeah. I don't use no help, yeah. Cause that shit can abuse your help, yeah. I'm trying to improve my wealth, yeah. Better boss up, bitch. Fly boss that shit, yeah. He know how to fly, but don't know how to land. It's like, yeah. You just flown in the sky, but don't want how to land. It's like, yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit. It's like, yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. Then we all in the spot, baby girl, it's it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. I don't know when to stop, I don't know when to quit, it's like yeah. Then we all in the spot, baby girl, it's like yeah.
Oh, but I was like, yeah. Now this is it. Yeah. Now check this out. We're gonna what is it, not what it is. See, it's all about mind games and frame of thoughts and stuff like that you could get lost in, especially due to the English language. So I like to make things simple in ways that y'all ain't even thinking about. So if you in the mind frame of like, what it is. Mommy, is that a bird? Is that a plane? It's the flight boss, erector, swahili, hold on. You know what I'm saying? But when you say what it is, that's just as good as saying, I think, therefore I am. You're going to create a 2,000-year-old argument from that. You know what I'm saying? But if you say what is, put is there first. Because is the adjective. Is leading or a starting point to a description. So you're going to put the S, the I, and the S, ISIS, and you're going to put that first. And then now you're going to have the proper frame of thought to be able to go through the 3 blocks of layers: the physical, the mental, and the essence, aka the spirit creating that essence and make it in the mental, make it in the physical, and then counterpartmentalize what does that represent from the highest level of what individuality is, or something having a substantiated position, whether it's sentient or not. And understanding how that works, you can know all the duplicates that come from it, or whatever the case may be. So when you look at it like, what is it? That's I am, therefore I think. Now you're putting things in a proper perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because now you get ready to take yourself. I am. You ain't got to say I don't know. It's something you're trying to understand so you can know. And since you could be aware of it, who said you didn't know it? You just was unaware at first. Still got the same substance. So I am, therefore I think about what is it. Not I think, therefore I am. Now you get into the mind frame of what it is. Now you think you might be studying something that's not it, or smaller on a percentage scale, and not enough on a percentage scale to have the full comprehension of the full circumference of what's going on within that particular mechanism that you then pulled from a wave and made it a particle with your retarded intent and starting point. You know what I'm saying? So this is why the interpreter or the observer matters more than what's being observed or what's being seen and what's being attended towards. The attendee matters more. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all live in New York know about that. The attendant and stuff, and you just a attendee, and when something needs fixed, it don't get fixed and stuff like that, and then you hear your family member in a better apartment complex, and they don't have your same problems. All right, it ain't the apartment. Both of y'all live in apartments. Just it's the attendee. I mean, it's the attendant. You know what I'm saying? So that's who gonna come and make things different than what y'all both particularly plan out as the same role. So you need to know that too. So when we get into y'all over exaggerate things, and I don't need everybody over exaggerating stuff, because really when you're sitting back trying to figure out what was Michael Jordan's secret sauce in Monstars movie and stuff when they were sipping the water or whatever the case may be, you truly was just inspired based upon something you lacked and you thought another individual had. But what was that geared towards? You see what I'm saying? And things always have to have a point. One point has to make a line and lead to another point for you to understand the circumference of that you're in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not you in your own space. You see a lot of things external that has the same ramification. So once your point interact with another point, you're already doing that inside of you with your mind and your neurons. You connect one thought to another thought. Now, a thought, whether it has a point or not, without a direction, is aimless. So you could be in a situation where like everything that you coming up with is kind of aimless and it's all over the place. Yet you might think just based off the thing that you're coming up with that's all over the place, it's substantiated. Kind of how we look at technology right now. AI is seen as something like intelligence, but the people who's using it for the intent, what they're using it for is all over the place and retarded and stuff. So you got to look at it like that. So a lot of times we in a situation where it ain't the book, it ain't the Bible, it's the interpreter. And when we get into what's the it factor, all right, who's sitting around saying someone got the it factor and what is they comparing and contrasting that off of? And then that takes us into another duplicate system of where the energy may manifest and become actions, but for the most part it's just representing where a person's spiritual space is at, and it goes beyond individual people. So that is, we 12 minutes in, we ain't 12 minutes in yet. I'm just getting y'all mind structured so you can understand. Y'all might use y'all mind for things they're not made for, and then y'all use y'all mouths for things that they made for. Y'all use y'all cells for things that they made for, and then get frustrated when you don't want to do it for those purposes or matters anymore. But for the most part, this starts off with everything having a substantiated starting point and needing a direction, and that direction is the point. So another point. So that creates connection, relatability, and synchronizing energy, and you're playing out internally and externally that one connected with two to make a circumference three. So for the most part, that's individuality relating to something outside of it, and something outside of it is in the same position. Individuality, that makes dual, two of different things come together, make three. The surroundings, the circumference, the arena for that to actually happen, so we can actually experience ourselves and knowing that we're within the lens of others. So when we start to understand things that's not even sentient, all the way down to trees or whatever the case may be. These are individual essence of the starting point of why it has that certain structure, all the way till you see crystals and gems and stuff like that. Not just the color, but how many times it been molded, how many shards and cuts it got on it, all that matters and stuff like that. Just like you probably been through war and you got a lot of war wounds than someone else. So all of these are signs of what you've been through other than someone else who may lack that. So when we're starting to think, when we say what is it, right? It is something that we're pointing to once it's in a duplicate manner in the third dimension as a form of physical representation. Then that has a mental construct of the how. So we have the what, the physical world, the how that physical representation is being presented at the moment. So you just don't get lost saying, is that a human or a tree? Just the mentality of it at first. And then for the most part, if it's in a negative or positive space, just generalizing it for lack of better terms. Because if that's an area physically with the meaning behind it, aka what you feel like you need to go pluck one of those plants, and then the spiritual spaces of it, one plant got poison ivy and vines on it and the other one don't. You see what I'm saying? So still in the same building, just the attendant is going to make sure one good and do another group of people don't want to live in that apartment building anymore. Both is plants, but you can consider if one is toxic and one is not, based upon having poison ivy and vines on it and not producing good fruit or anything, and seeing the nasty and bugs on it and parasites. So it's like, based off individuality itself that goes beyond your own bias and individuality, right? Each position, space, noumenal develops and way to be seen or heard or whatever you want to call that mental awareness, and that's the first substance that we create to call what is it, before we could call something it, before it can be duplicated as a meaning, aka it has a point, someone coming up with an awareness, or that space being fulfilled with a collection of awarenesses, and then for the most part it having a direction, right? The meaning, where is it growing? Birth, life, death, that's that same circumstance. And then for the most part, that's when it comes down into the physical. And then you get to see it for what it is. And then based on its particular, you're going to be like, that's it. That's it. Even if you in dance class and somebody hit a certain move, you in music class, somebody hit a certain note, you in orator class, you hit a certain point, you in science class, you reach a certain idea, however the case it may be. But for the most part, that was the physical representation of that was it. But then you had the meaning. The meaning is the point B. That's the what. But the how is back to supported by the observer. You see what I'm saying? The person that's in the wave before it becomes their own personal particle that's going to be the size of their spirit. So if it's a big particle, that means there's a big spirit, a big thought. You know what I'm saying? If it's small, that means they need a lot of assistance, a lot of help, and get ready to make up something that leads to somewhere else. So you just got to look at it like that. So before we even get into this, okay, we 12 minutes in. So you got to understand there's a physical point, there's a character of it point, and there's an essence of its individuality that makes something something before we could call something it. And it is just the most less dense layer of the descriptions that we be having in the encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? For an example, you got apples, strawberries, and you like, I want to go find a fruit. The fruit is the meaning. The what? You know what I'm saying? Once it's in the physical, then you can kind of compartmentalize it, or as an apple, or as a strawberry, or whatever the case may be. But then when you want to say, get from the particulars, and you're just trying to find fruit, and you find any fruit, you're going to say, that's it. Now that takes it to another layer. You know what I'm saying? Another layer is what pocket and space noumenal that's in for those particular forms to derive to become things that's meaningful from that starting point of A to become meaningful. The how going to point B, the what, and then for it to condense into physical realm of reality in dualistic manners, in multiple manners. And now you got many different fruits. See what I'm saying? So the meaning of something and the word we're calling is coming from the internal to express some external. That's a kind of something we created from the inside out with our thoughts and the feelings. This is why we need the substance of the things that we create based upon we being part of the same thing or whatever the case may be. And the individual perspective in that noumenal area is the substance without no word itself beyond us saying that's it, without it being that's an apple or that's a strawberry. If we just trying to find any fruit, that's it. We found it. And then beyond that term saying it, we're looking for an essence of something that we got inside of us that we may start to lack, and that replenish it anytime we can find it in that spiritual space. So we see where the mentality is at, the essence, the how, and then where it's going, the what, and then it plays out in the physical world. You hungry. You know what I'm saying? We just using that as an example. But for the most part, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. One. Hold on, did I mess the camera up? Oh, I thought you could turn the camera. All right, y'all can hear me, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. So for the most part, when you think about these spaces that we in, each space represent a group of collection of spirits that create a collection of minds that condense and become the physical representation. And we see how that collection play out in fruit. We see how that collection play out in parasites, animals, and humans. You got multiple organs in one organ. You know what I'm saying? So all this organism make one organ, and it's the same representation. So when you're going through the layers and stuff like that, you're figuring out the it in its essence and the spiritual pockets that is in to know what kind of stimulations is coming from that spiritual numinal or that space, if y'all don't like that word, because a lot of y'all like to say things as pseudo or however the case may be. So for the most part, like I said, it start off with the physical point of reference, the character of it, the physical point of reference, the character of it, the meaning, and then for the most part, the essence of this individuality that makes something something. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, you know, when you peel back all the layers, there's nothing there. Now, when you get out of your physical and get out of all these ideas or whatever, you want to say it's darkness, but no, it's just nothing there. See what I'm saying? So you didn't make no image, no light, no color. And you can't say it's darkness either. You know what I'm saying? Because we make daytimes and all kind of stuff. So y'all just get lost with external representations and try to apply it with internal, where really it's internal and you're supposed to apply that to external. And then when you don't have that as a proper starting point, it allows you to not to even know by default sometimes be in a certain space in your life and develop the it factor, right? Something that you fulfill in your space that's naked, that's going to represent that characteristic as point A that lead to point B, right? And it becomes something at a different angle towards something, the point B, the what, that all of us could be involved in. Some teamwork effort or whatever the case, job, work, sports, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you bring that thing that's untangible, right? But it ain't something that it's an ability. Like you have the ability to think, you have the ability to move your arm, right? So when y'all over exaggerate the same ability we have in the mind or whatever the case may be, then you're not even using your mind right. It's almost like, oh, I got an elbow, and then it's thinking about what if my elbow can move this way? What if my elbow can move that way? But you never move it. You never be it. Y'all do the same thing with the mind. The same way y'all start talking about ancients, history, like that Nero do. Like y'all take a curriculum, but y'all not doing it. You're just talking about it, but you're not doing it. You see what I'm saying? So we could be sitting here talking and teaching, and a person is not even teaching, not doing it. When you hear me teaching, I'm doing it. So it ain't me sounding vague. I'm pointing to actual things. So when you even look at yourself and you come at a different situation at a different angle, or however the case may be, you know what I'm talking about is substantiated on meaningful things, regardless if we are using similar words or not, right? So that's when we talk about putting into action, not something that involves yourself into getting lost into the government about something and then blinding yourself like whatever you're thinking is getting ready to change some outcome. You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. You have to know what's actually going on and use your mind. So for the most part, if you're not using your mind, you're just talking about the mind. So someone would have to teach doing the what, look like what you doing, using similar words, but the how is different. How I do it ain't gonna be like you do it, and that's gonna be all the difference. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, that takes us into who a scammer or not. Now, for the most part, like I said, so when it comes into the physical point, the character of it, the physical point, a physical representation we pointing to, right? Because here's how you understand where you may be lost and you're looking for something that you lack, and you're automatically in cosplayer energy. The what, the how, which is how you do it, always has to still have the what. You can't have one without the other. You can't just be an aimless point. This point has to make a direction so it can make a line to another point. So what does that mean? It goes to the simple things. When you're an actor, you don't understand the difference of, oh, I'm just acting in love. Oh, I'm just acting in solitude. Towards what? See what I'm saying? The how, I'm just acting. Towards what though? And that's going to compare and contrast if it's relatable and sync on a beauty path, or if you're going to be lost in a current hell, and hopefully you get out of that energy before extremities. So mental intangibilities, mental intangibles always need a direction. So you can't get out of one point having to connect to another one. You can't get out of it. AKA that's how it always make a bind. So for the most part, what do that mean? You got solitude. Okay, that sounds good if you're making a movie and you're just an actor. But if it's in real life, solitude towards what? It sounds good if you're just some sports person and you're trying to make us think about something in sports another way, or a politician or something like that. But the credence behind it is what matters, right? You have solitude, but towards what? You can have love, but towards what? You can have hate, but towards what? You can have gluttony, but towards what? None of these things in nature are right or wrong, but there's a right and wrong way to do these things that play out as being good or bad based upon if it's played out as self-service or self-serving. You can have gluttony. Towards what? You can have optimism. Towards what? Let's generalize that. A person will look at optimism like it's generalized as a positive thing, not based upon what it's directed towards. You can try to feel good all day just having optimism. Point A, the how you have optimism. And you may inspire other people to have optimism about the point B, though. Some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then therefore, hopes go down real. That's where hope come down, got created. You know what I'm saying? That didn't even have to exist if your mind wasn't used for some bullshit. So you need to understand that. You got to always look at what is this directed towards. Or there ain't no point in giving my energy to it. And that's what your energy is. Kind of compartmentalize it. A collection of thoughts and feelings. What spiritual space you in collecting thoughts and feelings? Is it a loving one at the moment? You got to always decipher what you doing. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, you can have anything in an encyclopedia towards what? Or is aimless, or it's acting, or it's cause plan. And that's how you're able to decipher cause plan also. And real fast. You know what I'm saying? If it's in a situation where you know something ain't genuine, but you don't know how to spot it out, or whatever the case may be. If a person just acting out of love and kindness, for what though? You know that's a person who getting ready to get taken advantage of in their life if they haven't already in areas. You know what I'm saying? A person could just be hateful. Towards what though? You know that person about to be hateful towards some very unproductible things, and they just self-projecting because they're unproductible. So anything that look more productive than them, they probably hate them. You know what I'm saying? You have to put things in its natural state. Y'all get lost on what these things actually mean, then you don't understand the it factor. What these things are. What is it? So I'm saying gluttony. What is it? Love. What is it? But I'm taking y'all in that world. But I had to build y'all through the layers through, like I said, going back. It's the physical point first, then it's the character, and then it's the essence of the individuality that makes something particular to that position of that character and that physical representation. Not no all over the place and it's just it and all things come from it. Just like how they try to say Big Bang. And then they have to get lost into many Big Bangs. First, what? A bang? What is a bang? And it was big. So it's no point to even use these terms. Like, it's dumb if you have common sense. See what I'm saying? If you actually have common sense, you'll be able to know what you're doing, regardless of the language that we're utilizing to describe our internal self that we already know we're going through internally before we have to find a word to describe it. And this is what's taking us away and built more layers in between each other from having more healthy understanding. And misunderstanding have to be added on with other misunderstandings. Then we have to find understandings and misunderstandings and things of that nature. So we agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? And that's bullshit. You'll never come together. But how you get here? The dick and the pussy had to come together. Just because somebody ain't your brother and sister don't mean they ain't in the holy version or something like that. Something having to come together. You know what I'm saying? So by all of us being here is just as important, just might be less on the percentage scale as even your parent or your grandparents and things of that nature. For us to even make this collection of air that we breathe, you know what I'm saying? Us to be able to compare and contrast to represent our spiritual spaces. And that's our numeral. And then we built the mentality around it. And then for the most part, that's the ability to be heard and seen without it being heard or seen. So you're developing a character, you're developing the point A, you're developing the how. That's your own individuality. Then that becomes an it. Because once it starts to get expressed and duplicated, then it becomes points of references mentally and physically that you could stand on to have an explanation towards your experience. And if you're not having a bunch of self experiences interacting with others and you're just getting outweighed and things of that nature, you're already not going to have the it factor. So you're going to be playing out in realms of reality that your particular pocket is in, not having the it quality and always having to be in a position where someone else may have it in some way. And then we in a world right now where there's a situation where, you know, there's a make a game only I can win in concept. So there's no it factor in the things that y'all be participating in. It's probably just dog eat dog world, blue collar, white collar, cutthroat type of energy. And all you got to do is read a few books to get over in that world and stuff like that. But if you creative, you'll get hated on by people who even read books and did everything the right way because you got the it factor. So they'd team up behind closed doors and make kind of like how they doing Dame Dash right now a little bit. You know, if you that type of person that just the way you act, you might got some people you close to that's in the same business world as you. But let's say they're cool on a lot of the stuff that they do that really in reality is side-handed and stuff like that. So you might got a certain moral system where you could say that's sucker shit, right? But to the public and to the fans, they don't understand the behind closed doors people dealing with and the networking and who everybody know or whatever the case may be. So it might be a situation where, you know, y'all not paying attention to rappers being walking billboards. So let's say you see Jay-Z and you're not deep into it enough to know that he might be selling a tuxedo at the moment. But it ain't spoke about. It's Jay-Z. We know it's about to be broadcast, so we make sure he gonna have this tuxedo on. You know, it's like stuff like that. Then if Dame Dash is in a situation where he might be wearing his own socks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people like Jay-Z, it's not that he don't like Dame Dash, but having somebody like that around make you look weird because you the type of person who like putting on a fake smile and do that type of thing. So when we hear it as fans, we hear one thing, but when you in that world full of being with the college little pockets and military and people in the industry that had to throw the parties and stuff like that, right? They work together as a team. So the optics is you have moral systems, but you not doing something right in business. So they like kind of use bribery and good networking skills to take everybody around you and make them kind of team up to make it seem like you ain't doing good business because you ain't faking phony in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like that. It's like that kind of energy or whatever the case. So it's like a lot of times that's the world of who made a game only they can win in, and then start allowing other participants and other ethnicities to participate. And if you ain't truly spiritual, you will never be able to see that. You will get washed away in the world. Like and then you would think you real or somebody. And you ain't nobody but somebody who just probably dropped out of college or some stuff like that. You still networked up. So they chose you to be the first record deal person or something first. But that's usually how it be. It don't really be nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. Trust me. But other than that, like I said, when we get into just energies itself, that's the it. You know what I'm saying? So the it is just the area where you duplicating that individuality, and these are the only things that we producing at the moment anyway. It's just at the same time, we in a situation where these things could be used for things that it don't mean that. So we get lost into adjectivism and stuff like that. So it'll be a whole movie about the it factor. A whole bunch of people without it. Just cosplaying or what someone else was observing. You know what I'm saying? But in its actuality, it's just the essence of the particular, not just I could go to the world it, but you're going to the less layer of what the particular is. So ultimately, that is a broad world, But for the most part, you still can't think that whole broad world is contained in that one fruit that's just multiple and diluted into things that you could even comprehend. It's not that, it ain't like that. You see what I'm saying? So you would think I found God based upon a particular, not understanding the particular has an essence that takes you to the makeup of it, and that's a world of makeup. Not to say that makeup come from one area. It's just a world of makeup. You see what I'm saying? But don't look at it like you're making up something. We're just creating substance, and the substance is formating, and it ain't like just made up like it's merely of your imagination. No, it's very real, or whatever the case may be, right? And this is how you take it. So you have to understand the essence of individuality or individual pocket. Get out of your own bias. Yeah, you're an individual, holy. But then there's a holy version of it. What does it mean to be an individual? So you're just not caveman. Yeah, I'm already me, but I ain't questioning it. So that's the holy version. What does it mean? Then you have an essence, individuality in itself. And then when you know how to separate from your own individuality, then put the meaning, that's going to be the highest level of your comprehension of it to go outside of yourself. Then once you lower your ego in that area, and then start to be aware of other things, once we get back into the other classes that I'm getting ready to present, the gassy state, right? Then you're going to be able to understand where that particular essence is derived from. You know what I'm saying? Before you get, and I had another word to say for it, but you're going to be able to understand where it actually derived from, or however the case. Or the filtering, you're going to get through the filter from your level of, oh yeah, individuality. There we go. Individual, holy. What it means to be an individual, then individualness itself. That goes beyond you and the meaning. So you know any meaning has to come from that pocket of reality in its own individual position also. Indifferent than another individual position. Or you will be always confused. So you're always trying to counterpartmentalize through all the smearity of things. So that's basically trying to understand how to go through the layers based upon a particular, not just saying where a person gets something from, and then you're lost, not understanding you're focused on something. So it's your particular of what you think someone else has that you don't have, or what an object had that you don't have, even if you're hungry and you're going to find that object a piece of fruit. So I'm saying, how whatever you want to put it in. But for the most part, when we over exaggerate things, this makes us lose comprehension on what's actually going on. And now things that can be right in front of us, things that can be very simple, become over exaggerated. Then it can be used for monetary gain in areas that helps no one. You know what I'm saying? So what is it? It is the essence for something to be something outside of your own individual perspective, or whatever the case may be. So it's individualness itself. That's it. Before you could call something it. Individualness, whether sentient or not. If you could decipher pockets of something that's tangible, the physical representation, dive into the meaning, get more to the relatable and instinct aspect of it, not just self-service, how I use you, then you could kind of understand what spiritual space that thing derived from. It. Then that's on your own journey. Whether you want to claim, oh, well, God there, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, whatever y'all be talking about. We all little pantheons and mental monarchies and stuff. It always mimic a human. Y'all heavens be sounding like earth. You know, y'all hierarchies be sounding like earth, ant farms and stuff. But at the same time, right? Always know what you're doing. You always doing something. Before you develop the mentality, you still doing something. If you're around a powerful spirit like me, that's what we see. We see that first. We always see what you're doing as a spirit first. So because we're always trying to question, why do you even think like that before your actions? By the time your actions be planned out, you in your mind, you already in other safe havens, based upon survival mode. So you will always not understand until you have interactions with a person like me or something like that. There is no book to come across that explain a person like me. You're just going to be hearing about people's cultures, but you're not going to have it in detail. You see what I'm saying? So here's where you're in the position that I may be always explaining. Instead of you saying you coming in the name of Jesus Christ, you coming in the name of Pan-Africanism, or you coming in the name of Ma'at, or you coming in the name of Balaji, or you coming in the name some ancient shit. You know what I'm saying? some other shit that don't matter. That's a culture that you're remixing and trying to be like another type of, you're trying to teach it, but you ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then if you was really intelligent, you wouldn't want to do nobody's stuff on a whole nother land anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because you would know the care it take when you create something. And you might not know it because you still colonizing capitalism up. You play this out in your everyday life. When you create something beyond you getting a job and trying to plagiarize something person, you don't want nobody plagiarizing your work. If you made a video game, you don't want nobody plagiarizing that. You made a song, you don't want nobody plagiarizing that. You know what I'm saying? You made a book, you don't want nobody plagiarizing that. Somehow y'all don't give that same grace to other cultures. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't do it. Y'all don't look at it like that because you have to look at yourself first. Maybe you're following something. Maybe you following a old Mormon. Maybe you following an old Jesuit. Because that's where those energies kind of lead to. Anytime somebody somewhere else trying to preach to strangers, that starting seed, the father of that seed, come from a Mormon and a Jesuit. No one ever did that before. Go try to teach the strangers. You know what I'm saying? It was always you in your little city, and if other people are interested or do things, they join it. And then if they have other things to offer, you join with them too. And you have offerings where everybody give each other offerings and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it play out. So therefore, genuine actions always are better. Now, once we got into monetary gain, it messed that up because now there's a conflict of interest. So now there's a intent based upon an expectation other than communion. And the intent based upon an expectation could look like it's trying to be communion. It could look like it's love. It could look like it's relations. You see what I'm saying? And we don't be really having no words to really explain the starting points we develop a lot of our relationships on that we don't necessarily have to, but it actually gonna come up eventually. And it come up in other duplications of stuff that we do care about and give our focus on. And then it make the thing that we originally attracted to each other about not so attracted to it no more. So that's where that energy of getting tired of a person, but it really just the relationship, not a spiritual shit. It's really just a circumstance where one the thing that connected y'all, whether who had the roof over their head first, or whoever was having sex, who had the better sex first, or whoever had the money or whatever, that was the main importance. And then when y'all start to try to realize what y'all actually are and y'all going in the same direction in life, that start all the other stuff that attracted y'all in the first place start to wear and tear, wear away. Then the only thing that's going to remain is separate things, the path, the mental world, and where y'all mind direction is going. And then that's going to outweigh on a percentage scale more than what y'all connected to on the physical. So eventually where your mind go, your body going to eventually go. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times y'all be in that kind of situation too. But just knowing what it is, you have to know it's a particular, and you're not focused on what everybody else is focused on. So that's a particular it before you want to generalize it. And then for the most part, here's the thing. A person like me find it in all realms of reality. So when it comes to especially business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, I know how to find it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not lost. So in that world is in reverse. You make it. You make the fruit. You produce the fruit, which is going to take us right into the next class. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to break all that down right now. Because before something become it, before we call it, it has to be made, right? And a spirit got to be born to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Really got to be born to do it. So it be able to see its intellectual properties everywhere. And that's the whole concept of creation of intellectual property. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes physical landmass also. And how a person conducts something made around. That don't mean that person know how to cultivate the energy of it. That don't mean that person know how to bring people to it. That don't mean that person know how to sell it. They might need the face of someone else. They might need the voice of someone else. what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? What's happening right now? Someone missing the it factor. You know what I'm saying? So you see how we make this in reality? You see how we in La La Land? Shout out to all those lalas. I gotta stop saying that. You know what I'm saying? You see how we ain't fart cloudy land and things of that nature? Because a lot of times this is reality before we start to say, well, it ain't making me no money, and go watch something that make you money, or go do something that make you money. We talk about the mind state a person could be in so they can stay somewhere and put on a fake smile long enough to make that money. That's what we talking about. And without that, you ain't gonna make no money anyway. I don't care how determined you is. You're gonna be determined right to hell or next to them butter knives and something like that in the kitchen because you're depressed about something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's about. It ain't about nothing else. We can't anything else, you ain't hitting the lottery. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Let me be the one to tell you. Let the most spiritual person online tell you that the hell with divination. You ain't ever gonna hit the lottery. So you ain't ever got to watch my channel and be like, Dolo, you be talking about some spirituality. Shit, I'm the only person online you ain't gonna get that from. And I dare somebody say they more spiritual than me. I make spiritual look like reality. Other people get lost in reality and they start using words like spiritual and stuff. They start getting lost. They start using words like God and stuff. Next thing you know, they talk about semen retention. Man, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up. Why ain't somebody had that practice before you was born and your future mother and father could have been in that church? Why? Now why? No, I'm saying now that would have made sense. It don't make sense. You here already talking that bullshit because you lack something in another area of life and you didn't get confused because you online trying to get monetized. And you didn't get confused that your issue and you trying to get monetized ain't connected. Somehow you connected it and saying, hey, y'all, I'm on YouTube. Y'all need to practice semen retention. You was a goddamn fool. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm going to keep it 100. I got good common sense. God gave me good common. I know a scammer. I know a scammer who ain't getting no pussy when I see it. Other than that, you got a whole lot of time to come up with a scam. A whole lot of time to come up with a good lie. You know, a lot of other butt munchers just like you probably in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of positions they probably in. You know, so I think real good. I think, man, don't get mad at me because I know how to think. It's just about knowing how to, it ain't the what, it's the how. But you always got to point it to the what. And you good. You got it. You always good on your feet. Quick on your toes. Good wit skills. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Down to the bone marrow. Powerful to the bone marrow. You know what I'm saying? You end up having something other people just don't got. That extra sauce. Whatever Gucci man said. You know what I'm saying? It's like that sauce. You got to have that sauce. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't like want no non-seasoning chicken, baked chicken meat. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Some boiled baked chicken meat. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no seasoning, no sauce on it. Boiled baked duck meat. There's some season. Some seasons and stuff like that. Some cayenne pepper. You know what I'm saying? I'll sprinkle that a little bit on. So yeah, that's the it. And you can find it. The seasons produce and make seasons in the ground for all of us to pluck from the plants and spread it on the damn tuna and stuff. To the crab cake patties and stuff. I'm saying all kind of things and stuff. A little squash. You know what I'm saying? Okra, corn, okra, stuff like that. Just put a little top, let it sizzle and stuff, let it simmer and all the seasons and stuff. You good to go. Put a little basil leaves on the top. You know what I'm saying? Just let it steam, let it smell up the kitchen smell good. You good to go and stuff like that for real. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, everybody get to eat. Everybody got the good nutrition in the spiritual world. You ain't gonna want to do nothing but productivity in the physical world, even if it ain't got nothing to do with eating. So because that's how it gotta be. Because a lot of times too, you kind of see these things too, like when you go to the essence of something, and then you got to be a person like me and get online, and then you hate that you got certain algorithms because what you talk about, you might mistakenly click on a video and somebody eating on camera, like, oh, come on, man. So, like, you got to be a person like me to come across slop. Like, and then in your mind, you got to be God's child to be like, man, there's only two things. This some damn fed think they eating, or this a goddamn it, some person who don't know how crazy they look with mayonnaise on the side of their mouth and stuff like. You know what I'm saying? So even they like, just damn esoteric crackheads on earth. Let's clean them up. You know what I'm saying? God be looking at me like, let's clean them up. Clean these motherfuckers up. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? At some point though, yeah, we gotta get out of symbolism. We gotta get out of mindset, just be for real with it. And then that's the real symbolism. We a symbol for God. If you ain't a symbol for God, it ain't no symbol. It's anything a little kid could scribble on with turquoise color, blue color, orange color, and stuff like that. Played the Lego blocks, the clay in the art class. You know what I'm saying? Man, that'd be fun every now and then. It'd be fun. But let's understand what make the material itself. So we get more into those esoteric classroom studies and stuff like that. What make the Lego blocks? Not just, oh, I made this Lego block. Look at it, dangle. We got them now. And we got the industry plant. No, let's check this out. No, how is blocks made? Let's get to that. You know what I'm saying? Real thing. We ain't talking about that dude. I'm saying, I don't even know why I should even. I said that because of me. I ain't even say that. I don't even watch that dude, but I know that they be having beefs over that type of stuff and stuff. You ain't never got to hear me ever say that again. You better believe that. You better believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody say let's get to that, but now you got old crunchy monster faces online and stuff like that trying to claim words and stuff. Everybody look like me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where all these jailbirds and stuff be coming from and stuff like that, man. Y'all clean up and take a bath. Man, all y'all need hot showers. You know what I'm saying? All y'all online content creators talking, man, hot shower. Y'all sound like y'all got marshmallows in y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't goggle enough goddamn boiling water and shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need mouthwash. You know what I'm saying? All y'all need showers and mouthwash and deodorant sticks from hotel rooms and shit. Man, steal them all or something like that for y'all get online and shit. Start talking crazy, man. Y'all cats be talking crazy. All y'all feds. All y'all. All y'all feds. As soon as I hear somebody getting out of jail a certain time, or somebody got a record label, or somebody got a, you ain't know what the feds do. You got a whole bunch of conversations with cops somewhere. I'm saying, I don't want to hear all that. You got a father, dude. You got somebody these people be having fathers. All these rappers and singers, these cats be having fathers, and these new content creators, you having fathers, handlers. I'm saying all y'all need to worry about is taking a hot shower. That's all y'all need to worry about. Right? And don't get into no intelligence, no nothing. Y'all stay in your lanes. Stay in y'all lanes. You know what I'm saying? Should be in jail, in prison somewhere. But stay in y'all lanes. We're in the shower, hot shower. Y'all need about good 10, 15 years worth of 24-hour showers and shit like that. And goddamn steam rooms and shit. Steam rooms with goddamn hundreds of bars of hotel soaps and shit like for real. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep it 100 online. We don't keep shit 100 online, motherfucker. All that. All these damn scammers online, man. Everybody's scammers, man. Everybody's scammers and got that lesson from the Fed. But other than that, like I said, that's the it factor. Everybody gotta know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So not it is, because you're gonna try to study it. What is it? It's you. Did you find yourself yet? No, I said, did you find your pocket? You know what I said, did you find that little sector hole, whatever the case may be? That's your numino. That's your numino right there. You go ahead and build it up. You build it up in that middle. You know what I'm saying? Show this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That hot shower. Oh, send it a hot shower to a hotel. So none of that. None of that bitch. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The game. What is it? Or what it is. So what is it is, I think therefore I mean no. What it is I think therefore I am. What is it is I am therefore I think. You always want to be in that position. Because you about to be that it factor or whatever. So you might can't describe it or whatever. You might tell people it's the sauce or something like that. It's the clouds. It was the trees. You know what I'm saying? It was the way the water, it was the way the wind was blowing that day or something like that. This bitch, you know, next time you ain't gonna like the way the wind blow unless I'm around. So that's it. Just stop there in your brain. Don't start over exaggerating. Don't give that curriculum to no colonists so y'all can start getting rich at Harvard about it. Nothing. Just wait till I come back around. I could do it much better. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. That's it. Let me tell you something. That's it. That's it. Where you point to, Dolo? I don't know. That's it, though. That's it right there. Now, if I pointed to something and you got a mood out of it, see, that was it. I'll try to do it right now. Yeah, that was it. I guarantee you got to talk about some old songs, some old movies, some old something. Or, yeah, that was it. Everybody dry. I ain't get no feeling. What you talking about? I'm probably going to call you retarded. I might punch you in your nuts. What you talking about? Yeah, this is it. It what? I did the same thing you did. See, it's the how, but the what was the same. How I did it was a little different. Look. You actually got a reaction from that. You know what I'm saying? You actually felt that. Shit, you don't even know what's in that there. It's something there, though. You can't do that. I said that's fruit. I said that's how you fruit. That's how you create and produce fruit. Now you can be Harry Potter and point to something real quick or something like that. And it come into reality. You know what I'm saying? Now your dreams coming in reality. Not no punk ass record deal or some shit like that. That's a jobby thing. Y'all dreams always somebody else's plan for you. Why all y'all dreams be somebody else's plans for you? Yeah, I got this dream to be a football player. So somebody else's dream for you. Yeah, I got this dream. I'm gonna get this record deal. Somebody else's dream for you. Somebody created the prisons and the jails and the record companies and shit like that for your nigger ass to get in prison. So they made it for him. They made that for you. So I tell her that's your dream. That's my dream. But mommy, that's my dream. Your dream is something somebody made for you. And y'all cats is lost in the sauce, man. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't nothing down here, man. The stuff y'all be giving credit to blows my mind, man. No homo, pause. But the stuff y'all just be giving credit to, what's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all got to get yourself right. Y'all be crying over who created hip-hop for another 50 years. Watch, and there's going to be somebody else making a documentary of it who ain't even in hip-hop. I said, so someone who don't even rap going to be speaking for y'all and stuff like that. Now you done got colonized and probably got sold from your own people. It always happens. We just be sitting back watching all y'all do the dumb stuff and people get smarter. We see an Asian get smarter, Arab get smarter, East Indian / Asian Arabs get smarter, a few Jamaicans get smarter, you know what I'm saying, Africa gets smarter. There's like something, this is like this little 30% of the like little white people that ain't mixed with everybody, all the peaceful white people, and the little black people that ain't mixed with all the black people. Still playing some weird game. Oh, it says still playing some weird retarded game. Like, it's like that y'all playing amongst yourselves that no one else could get in. But it's starting to dry up in today's time because y'all only 30%. So, like, everybody else is getting uninspired. Nobody care to do these things. Nobody care to be no orator to talk to strangers. Nobody care to be really a rapper anymore. Nobody care to really be in sports anymore. The only good sport about to be is boxing left. And then y'all manipulating that too much. It's like y'all got to chill. Nobody want to be an art teacher no more. Nothing. Like, god damn. I don't even know if art's still in school. I know cursive ain't. I know they ain't teaching kids cursive no more. I damn sure know that. It's just lazy world right now. Being lazy. Where's all the factories and stuff that make people want to work? It won't even be no crackheads no more. We have some factories, some steel mills and places and stuff like that. Was like, I guess everything getting ready to be synthetic, I guess, then. We still need factories to make the little rolls for the toilet paper and stuff, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? We still need, like, every time that we shouldn't be so capitalistic. I think the things we already doing should get compartmentalized and broke down. What do that mean? Every city and state should invest in a version of that. See, when you see steel mills, because this is the Ohio problem. Once they got rid of all the Native Americans, then we had to come back into their bullshit that don't work. Steel mills left and stuff like that. Then other shit Then here's the thing, little swing bikes, little pinball machine. Now here's the thing. If these things is based off corporation and capitalism, so it's going to one source, and it might just be a group of people, and they run the business from New York or somewhere else, or whatever the case may be, start breaking that down. Make every city and state have a version of a mass production of something. So you don't have to give people respirations. People have somewhere to get respirated up. Or whatever the case. Just give people things to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do what I do on my own. Just don't block me. Or whatever the case may be. So, I look at that as respiration. And if you create an opportunity for what I'm already doing, all right, that's even better. I think everybody should be like that. So for the most part, when it even comes into a situation of people don't have to go out here and talk to the strangers. People, every ethnicity group got important star players that can go ahead and do their thing and take care of their own people. We do not need this because everybody, and rest in peace homeboy, we don't need everybody ended up like JFK and Charlie Kirks and Malcolm X's and stuff like that. That's a made up thing anyway, and the first survivors of that who's getting all the benefits is just the Mormon lineage anyway. But that's their game. They're better at it. That ain't yours. That damn sure ain't ours. We got to stay out the line of fire. Get out of any type of line of fire. You talk to your people, and then you trying to be relatable. So 9 times out of 10, what you doing, other people want to do anyway. So that's how God showed you that's the right way to do it anyway. No one should be in some situation of talking to a whole bunch of strangers because this gets us all confused, and then you got high school kids stabbing each other. It don't got to be that way. You know what I'm saying? All these false peer pressures. Everybody got to have Jordans when they come. Man, if everybody left cultures alone, man, this group of people wouldn't care about Jordans. This group of people wearing moccasins. This group of people wearing whatever they family made or whatever. Jordan wouldn't be shit. Unless you choose to, because you probably the little basketball players in high school or whatever. But we got to change our mind in the simple ways. Stop over-exaggerating with these psychological things, these psychological games. It ain't that deep. Things be real simple. Everybody got a star player, and if we gonna share this space, man, we ain't got to be all in each other's face, and we all can help each other. So for the most part, that don't have that peer pressure there. That make everybody argue. That make everybody race bait, and make people want to debate. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. No. People already building themselves up, so genuinely people already be their own star players of their people, and then whatever that they doing, they not crying about respiration. They're doing their talent, not wanting to be blocked. So if there's situations like platforms and things that could be for that to be supported, that person is doing what they're doing for their people. There's no bitching and complaining. That's what respiration is supposed to look like. But if you part of a group of people and you ain't shit, then you can't cry for respiration. I mean, in the lens y'all in now, but the way I look at it, I think it should be like the way I look at it. So if you just ain't shit, you ain't gonna do nothing with the money anyway. See what I'm saying? So is you talented somewhere or whatever? Express that right now, and based upon the lack of support is all the reason why I need respiration. The lack of even getting into you from a different diaspora, whatever y'all call that, for the African people that's crying for respiration and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All of these things should be used for your creativity and motivation, and then you got something to argue. I don't need your handout. Create a platform. What I'm doing can already be what I can help myself, and therefore whatever I'm crying about for me and my people, I can do that. And then each one teach one, and everybody start building that with each other. And then ain't nobody got to cry and have their hands out. No handout energy. See what I'm saying? That's how we supposed to help each other. It ain't supposed to be crying to the government about give us some money so we could buy some Jordans, which we know ain't nobody gonna buy Jordans, and we know that's just a sarcastic talk. But it's supposed to be like, hey, government, this is what I know how to do. And if you create a system like how you did your people, like your pilgrims, your Italian, then I can get back on my feet for my people. And thank you. Shake hands. Because you're in a more powerful position based upon this capitalism thingy. The end. You know what I'm saying? Like the voting wouldn't be no problems. Politics wouldn't be no problems if they get people in there like that and shit like that, like, and all that stuff. But when we get this, I need to change your mind. I need all y'all to think like, I need all y'all to walk off a cliff. I need all y'all to go into a burning church. Basically, y'all said that's when things get foggy. That's where it get foggy, because yeah, the money's still good, but what we doing it for? Where it's going? I'm full of shit, ain't I, y'all? Ain't I full of shit? I'm full of shit. And I'm full of shit. Lord Jesus, Lord help us. You gonna help, Lord help us for real. Like, goddamn flight boss, bitch. You know, I'm sitting there talking shit with drawers on my feet. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You know, I listen to the mind of the taste move. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm in the care of God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. Rectus while hello, yellow who Massasoit, mama the toy. Ain't none of us shit in America. I'm gonna keep it 100. Ain't none of us shitting on the soil. Ain't none of us shit. None of us shit.